video que fue producido por Marcos Santana y sobre el cual Fernando Duprat fue el productor ejecutivo. This video we're talking about is called The Comeback, that went viral all over the place, and we are so proud of it because it went viral. Fernando Duprat, our guest today, is going to talk about it. Latina is playing games with my Instagram. Just checking in, yes. Anyway, I was saying, tiene unas estrellitas ahora que no me gustan. Mira, ¿no?
Okay.
Esas estrellitas no me gustan. Girls.
Wait.
Oh, Vea, tampoco. Quítale eso.
Ya voy.
Ya. Fernando Duprat is joining now. You have to ask for me to put you in.
Exacto.
Fernando.
Request.
You have to request. Creo que se mete el volumen aquí. Don't worry, Fernando, we have time. We have 3 minutes to show time. Hola, Kelly, Ingrid, Damaris. Hola, Lily, ¿cómo estás?
Pero hace el request.
Sí.
Él tiene que hacer el request.
Claro, Fernando, I'm waiting for you, Fernando, to do the request. ¿Y dónde estás, Lily? En Nueva York. Fernando, hello. Yes, now do the request, Fernando. No, hello. Qué bueno, Lile, cuídate mucho ahí. ¿Cómo está Nueva York, Lisle? Dramático, ¿no? Nosotros chéveres también, Lisle, gracias. Sí. Hola, Ángeles. Sí, aquí está la maestra, apretando todos los botones aquí, poniéndome estrellitas de perritos en la cabeza. Vea, Gaby, llama a Fernando. Bueno, entonces, como les decía, este video que fue producido por Marco Santana, el productor ejecutivo es... aquí estamos, Fer. Fantástico. ¿Ya estás? Maravilla. Fer,
Maestro,
qué bueno.
gracias.
Suerte.
Gracias.
Tuve todo el tiempo diciendo que es lo que íbamos a hacer y cuándo lo vamos a hacer y todo lo que tú hiciste de maravilla. Así que,
Adiós.
no, ahora a ti te toca hablar y echar todos los cuentos.
Bueno,
Ok.
como quiera.
Sí,
Bueno,
adelante, explícanos este trabajo como lo definió Camilo Gaña de CNN, lo llamó un trabajo de Hércules. ¿Ah?
sí, fue realmente divertido. Bueno, todo comienza, me imagino que lo habrás mencionado, con una llamada, tanto para ti como para mí, de nuestro buen amigo común, Marco Santana,
Hola, Marco.
eh, de Telemundo, y nos dice, pues vamos a hacer un concierto, que quiero hacer un concierto con todos los músicos que aparezcan tocando a la vez. Y yo, sí, claro. Ajá. Y entonces, ¿qué vamos a tocar? Entonces empezó muy divertido por el tema. Empezamos por cuál tema se te ocurre y de repente en un momento dice, bueno, ¿y cómo lo hacemos? Y ahí comenzó un proceso bastante para mí único, primera vez, creo que para todos, pero para mí por lo menos, y la gente me preguntó, bueno, ¿y qué hiciste? Bueno, producir un concierto desde la sala de la casa. Entonces, bueno, como te digo, muy interesante porque el equipo de trabajo es un equipo pequeño, muy compacto, muy coordinado, y comienza con nuestra queridísima Gaby Landaeta, que es la que coordina esto. Y Gabriela Landaeta me dice, bueno, primero tenemos que ponernos en contacto con los músicos, se decide el tema, se hace un video de entrenamiento para que los músicos puedan grabarlo. Los músicos tenían que utilizar dos equipos, dos devices, lo cual era bastante particular. Y empezamos a recibir una cantidad importantísima de videos y de imágenes y de material, que ahí comienza la primera fase, porque esto no solamente es el proceso de técnico, artístico, de edición, sino el proceso de control. O sea, ya es complejo una orquesta como tal en vivo, una orquesta en remoto era más complejo. Además, yo no sé si tú lo conoces, yo tengo un amigo mío que es director de orquesta, que se le ocurrió poner además un coro de 18 personas a último momento. Gabriel y yo decíamos, ajá. Entonces, Gabriel empezó a hacer empezamos a decidir, bueno, qué plataformas utilizamos. Obviamente plataformas como Dropbox, y lo que hicimos fue ordenar los instrumentos en diferentes cuerpos, o sea, los violines todos juntos, las violas todos juntos, las trompetas todos juntos. Entonces era muy bonito, porque después de que tuvimos ese proceso ordenado, comienza la fase de pre-sincronización y de predicción. Esto fue totalmente hecho en conjunto, obviamente, con Marcos que estaba, contigo con la parte de la coordinación y la dirección, Gaby coordinando todos los músicos que se portaron excepcionales. Todo esto se hizo, que esa es otra cosa que vale la pena decir, en 6 días. O sea, desde el momento en que dijimos arrancamos hasta el momento en que lo tenemos listo, eran 6 días. O sea que fue bastante intenso. Intervino desde el principio mi queridísimo amigo Boris Urrutia, eh, editor estrella de Telemundo Network, que fue como un artista invitado por parte de Marco Santana. Él, junto conmigo, comenzamos el proceso de sincronización y había un tema de, haciendo una analogía con música, cómo tocar el piano a 4 manos. Y ahí comenzó el proceso. De ahí se empezó todo el proceso de edición, y en algún momento, si tú quieres, te lo podemos conversar y me pediste que querías ver algunas cosas, y aquí que es muy chévere para que vean lo complejo que fue.
Perdón. Perdón, ¿qué decías ahorita, Fer?
No, que si quieres, cuando quieras podemos enseñar un poquito cómo lo fuimos armando. Y no sé si, yo no veo mucho de las preguntas, pero si hay algo en particular, cómo lo fuimos armando para que vean un poquito el orden y todo el proceso que acabo de decir, desde que comenzamos con la llamada de Marcos hasta que en 6 días, 7 días para ser más específico, el video estaba listo.
Sí, perfecto. Empieza ahora a explicar con la parte técnica. La tienes ahí, ¿no?
Sí, una parte, ¿sabes qué? Sí, es una parte compleja técnica, pero sobre todo muy del punto, una parte muy de concepto y la parte artística, y era muy interesante porque editar la música es por naturaleza complejo, y tanto para Boris como para mí teníamos que buscar mecanismos para poder acelerar, porque no solamente era el tema de la edición, sino el volumen. Entonces, voy a intentar, de nuevo, no quisiera que esto fuera un monólogo, Eduardo, así que vamos a cualquier cosa más preguntando.
Bueno,
Dime.
lo que quiero recapitular es que lo primero que hicimos, después de que le dimos la luz verde, es un video donde tú le explicabas a los músicos cómo grabar. Eso fue muy
Correcto.
importante, ese video fue fundamental porque eso lo preguntaba mucha gente, ¿cómo es que, qué es lo que está la gente escuchando en el video? Y lo que la gente no entiende hasta que no se lo explicamos es que nosotros estamos tocando sobre nuestra propia pista,
Correcto.
nuestra propia música, una grabación de un concierto nuestro, de esa misma
Correcto.
pieza, con coro, etcétera, y los músicos entonces, como tú bien le indicaste, tenían que escuchar por audífono,
Correcto.
darse a sí mismos en ese concierto que estamos haciendo un playback y tocar sobre él. Entonces, aparte de todo el trabajo de edición que ustedes hicieron, que fue, bueno, la verdad, una locura de Hércules, como la definió Camilo, es que cada músico tenía que también hacer un esfuerzo de tocar con él mismo. Y eso
Correcto.
de verdad una colaboración enorme, aparte del entusiasmo con que lo hicieron, que fue contagioso, que es parte, yo creo que el éxito del video, no solamente la parte del audio, que es muy bella, sino verlo a los
Total.
músicos con esa gran edición y el engagement, la conexión. Entonces, tómalo de ahí ahora.
No, y un punto importante, muy importante ese punto, Eduardo, es una gran diferencia, una gran diferencia entre hacer un doblaje y hacer un click track. Y es
Eh,
una cosa importante. Una de las cosas que yo le explico a la gente me preguntaban, dice, ¿qué es un click track? Y le digo, la mejor manera de recordarse un click track es, por ejemplo, cuando uno ve en el programa de los Oscars o los Grammy, hay una orquesta en vivo. Usualmente los Oscars tienen una orquesta grande, una orquesta de 60 personas. Y tú te das cuenta que el director está escuchando algo. Y el click track es, a diferencia de un doblaje, tú puedes estar haciendo cualquier mini, pero en el click track la orquesta tiene, el instrumentista tiene que sonar. Ahorita lo vamos a ver inclusive. Pero es muy divertido porque el click track tiene una marca muy particular que permite tanto al director como a los músicos sincronizarse, porque si no, esto es realmente un concierto de gallinas locas, ¿no? Y entonces, con ese material cuando lo recibimos, empezamos a editar. Déjame enseñarte un poco, muy rápido, los pasos que se fueron haciendo. Voy a intentar a ver si podemos hacer el swap aquí. Ok, avísame si lo ves, Eduardo.
sí, perfecto.
Ok, esta es la carpeta que organizó Gabriela Landaeta, y parece una tontería, pero esto comienza con desde un video de entrenamiento que debería estar en algún lado aquí, vamos a ver, final video de ok, hasta cosas como dónde entra qué instrumento, de qué manera, no solamente desde el punto de vista musical, sino desde el punto de vista de tiempos. Entonces, ok.
Nos están pidiendo que hablemos en inglés también.
Oh, so let's switch to English now. I think it's perfect. So basically, this is the first thing that we did is to create a video for the musicians to give them the instruction on how to play with a click track. As I was mentioned, the click track is not a dubbing. So basically, the director needs to hear something, but all the musicians have to play the instrument. They are not mimicking. They are really playing. So this was, I'm going to do it very fast.
And they're
So
playing with them with a sound of themselves, which is very
of themselves, and we hear on our records, and you're going to see that only them. So this was a little bit of the video, of the training video.
Thank you, Maestro. Hi, everyone. Fernando here. The main objective of this very small video is to give some guidelines.
So that video created the next part, which is extremely important. And this was totally organized, thank God, by Gabriela. And with all this material was being shared simultaneously by Boris, by myself and yourself, and Gabriela. So here are the musicians. So you're going to see now. You're going to see here. Okay, as you can see here, we have separated, like, for example, we have the woodwinds, Then we have, for example, in the woodwinds. This is fantastic. People don't even imagine. Here we have in the woodwinds flute, oboe, clarinet, bassoon. But each one, you're gonna see this is fantastic. This is super cool. So in flute, we have the two artists, Yaritz and Carol. So then we have, you're gonna see, this is what she did. Look, she's hearing already the music, and you know she's hearing the music. Now, the thing is how we synchronize it. And exactly in that way, all the instruments, for example, and for me, this was super, super, super fun. I have to admit, the bassoon. I really enjoy this. I have to admit, it was so. Look, so they're here. He's saying hello, and then they play. Look how it sounds. So in that way, we keep adding all the instruments where they arrive, and we have them extremely well organized. For example, percussion, and this is something you're gonna love. This is one of the little secrets we're gonna tell. A very important part in this equation is percussion, and more than anyone, and you're gonna see them, is Tullio Cremicini, that he plays the timpani.
He does a great job because you really believe that he has the drums there.
That's an amazing thing. Very don't you have to explain that. So because the timpanis are big, and he would have Tullio. This is fantastic, and he's an actor. Look.
Oh yes, and a handsome actor.
So Tullio did this, and from there, with all this process, we started to the actual editing between Boris and myself. So the first idea was to create full synchronized track, and here comes one of the most peculiar thing I have done. As you can see here, we have all what is called the bass track. The bass tracks means that here you are. The bass track means all the tracks we have for that specific performer. In this guy, we have, for example, here we have what is called the percussion, the piano, and this is amazing. If we take at any moment, let's suppose this. Okay, but let's suppose that at one moment we need to see, okay, how does it look exactly that moment, the arp, or exactly at that moment the second arp, or the percussion. So all the sets of instruments are synchronized by groups. Here we have the singers, each one. So let's go this one. This one you're gonna like. So here we go. For example, we have Vero from Bolivia. But let's hear it, only her. Na, 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 na. But I need to know exactly what happened if we go to there is a track that she's hearing, but you don't hear her. Now let's go and hear her only. So in that way, group by group. This was a tricky part. Group by group, you can see at any moment, we can figure out where all the artists are. So let's go. So we have Danny at any moment. And then you hear the reference track, but of course we don't have it. Then you hear Danny. But let's go to second violin. And that way. So exactly, let me switch a little bit so you don't get bored of this. So exactly that way, we went over close to 60 musicians plus the chorus plus the singers. The chorus was a whole, I have to admit, a whole process. Let me see, because the chorus is amazing. And of course, at one moment, and this is amazing, and this was done by, this is when Boris took over. I want to show you something that is not easy. Each one of those little frames is by hand and fully synchronized by Boris. We call it, just for fun, cuadritos, little frames. Just this scene took more than 10 hours to put together. So in that way, all things started to make sense. And he did all the premix. And then at this stage, we realized that we needed to professionally mix the final product with all details and in order to tune the voices and especially the singers and be sure that all the elements are there and the process and the stuff. And that's when my very good friend from Personal Music, Alberto Schlesinger, showed up. So at the very my last moment, there is a joke that says the one who has to run at the end is the sound guy. Indeed. So we sent him all the files, all the data. They went into the studio, and he and his team put the final mix, which has all the subtleties, and came back. And then we fine-tuned. In parallel, Boris was, who was the editor, was doing the details on the beginning and at the end, and putting all the multi-frames, all the frames that you saw. I don't want to bother you more than anything, but let me see if we can. Okay, here we go. I want to try to see here if we can see not only the bass. I want you to show you, okay, the bass. Here we go.
What? Athena is asking, what was the most difficult in this process?
The most difficult, I'm sorry?
The most difficult thing to do in this process?
The most difficult musician?
No, the most difficult technical thing to overcome in the process.
I will say,
the verticality, right?
Yes, of course. And you should explain what is a verticality. I can do it, but that's your area.
Well, to play in sync, we consider to play together, and that's what we play vertically together. And
exactly,
that's what it is. Because if we don't play in sync together, vertically together, it's useless. Of course.
No. It's very awkward.
No, it's impossible. Yeah, and in some cases you had to actually fine-tune this verticality because it wasn't always perfect, and that's a huge work, right?
Absolutely. And what is super interesting, that specific process, because at one moment, and we're talking 5 days, 14 hours per day. Boris and I were talking to make sure that we don't lose the verticality of the sync. It's super easy. Let me give you a super simple example. The first player, Maestro Calle, who played the saxophone, we were doing the process, and suddenly I started to feel that the way he was moving the finger was not exactly with the music.
Mm-hmm.
And we were getting crazy because the sound was okay, but the video no. And Boris and I were thinking, and suddenly we realized that, and it's normal because it was done, I don't know if in a computer or a phone or something, the video was out of sync, the actual video. So can you imagine, like, okay, that was a little bit psychologically difficult to run. What do we do? Do we hear the music of Maestro Calle or do we see the finger? So I took the decision to go through the finger, so it works. The other one that is extremely, and people have asked me that many times, like with the trombone, some instruments are, when you press something, you hear something. The piano, the saxo, and definitely Tulio with the timpani. But there are other instruments
I think what you're mentioning, if I may interrupt for a sec, about this thing that the sound and the image, they get out of sync. It's important for everybody who is listening and watching this today because it has to do with compression. We learned that, right, Fernando? That the compression of the video, the compression of the audio, sometimes it doesn't sync. So you really go crazy at home, you don't know what's going on, and it's not your fault. It's simply maybe that the plugin for compressions, these plugins are different or whatever, and it's a real, but in your case, it was a real piece of work because you have to produce a professional job, and it was magnificently done. It was really fabulous.
No, we really had fun, and this is a team effort. I want to make that clear. And it was a very tight ship, but everyone who was involved, Gabriela, definitely you, Marco Santana, Boris, Camilo Pino, an amazing copywriter. That is, it's so easy to say, oh, talk. Let me tell you, you have to have someone who help you, and Alberto and his team with all the sound. So, and the musicians. I cannot, for me, it was, and I think we talk a lot. You and I, we talk a lot, at least 2-3 times per day. And I'm sure that you were having fun because I was telling you that I'm now getting a very intimate relationship with some of the musicians that or many people don't even hear them or don't even know they are there, but they are absolutely crucial, absolutely amazingly important in the equation. And for example, the tuba. The tuba there's something there, but if you kill the tuba, something is missing. All those little details, and here is just the final approach of the video. This was getting there, and then this red thing is a file missing. So, but as you can see, all these elements are fully synchronized. Well, originally you were about to be black and white, and we went the color route. But you can see all the elements that we were able to put together. So going back to the complexity, I won't say yes, there was complexity, but it was a lot of keeping from the point of view of as an executive producer. My main challenge, more than a problem, was like you when you are live, is keeping everyone on the beat, on track. So I have to, I was telling Boris, I said, sometimes I have to apologize because I can be a pain in the neck, which I am. That's part of my job description, yours too. But keeping everyone on beat, and that was the case. Thing has to be done in this way. We have to organize it in this way. It has to be in this folder. It has to be with this specific name. all those little details. That's very important. But it was super fun.
That's why the video is called El Regreso, the comeback, because that's what we're working for a big concert when we come back, which is going to be
Yep.
a concert like no other before, because we have to adjust to a totally new reality in every sense, not only by playing together, but people listening to us. So it's
Yep.
going to be another huge challenge. But here we are. I'm so glad we are discussing this. I see more questions on the air. And Gabriela was saying how amazing was to put 90 musicians together, which was what you just did. Too much, really. It was.
I hear says, Maestro, how many times we recorded before the final revision? One, like a live show. That's very important.
Yeah.
One. I mean, if you re-record
Yeah.
many times, the flavor of the music and the performance is like 3, 1, go. And by the way, if they were able to do 2 or 3, we were like, we need a video, send me the video. Where is the video? The video. And that was Gabby's job. She was Madame Video. Give me the video. So yeah, one. We did it one. And yourself too.
Yes. It was a really interesting work, very original, I found. And as I said earlier, it was not only the music, which is so special, the pre-recorded track of our own version of the Sostakovich, and of course the version online, which, by the way, I must say and thank and recognize the great job of Maestro Tarcisio Barreto in doing
Of
this
course, I was thinking about him, yes.
arrangement. But what people enjoyed a lot too, and I think it's one of the reasons why the video.
Just a little thing, yes, I'm sorry to interrupt, Maestro.
Mhm.
Gabby's husband. I am.
I'm a
know.
witness of that.
I am a witness of me being a pain in the neck.
And I was
Sorry.
saying that the great job and the reason why the video went viral was not only the music, was the images, the engagement of the musicians. I can never get tired of saying it. The Miami Symphony musicians were really stars on this video. And as you said, they recorded one track, one time from beginning to the end. And you were very strong about that, remember? Because you said that even if they don't play, they have to be there. Remember?
They have to be there from the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not, they are not recording for a.
And it's not going to be an edition job. It's simply.
Absolutely. If not only that, if they go and do only their piece, it's what's called studio session. It's not the same. It's not live. And this was live. The little detail, everyone was live from their places.
Yeah. Amazing. Really very special. And then the part of distribution was very good, I thought. Our marketing team, our social media team did a great job. And then, of course, all the media that took the video and promoted it, and the reaction, especially through WhatsApp. Everybody was exchanging the video. Everybody was very happy. And people saying that the video made them feel like crying. And it's special because when we do a concert, there's so many emotions involved in a concert, but people don't get the chance to tell you about it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Somehow people have the feeling that they go home, they switch off, and that's it. But here, not. Here, everybody communicating with us. And I'd like to say at some point how many times this video has been seen. It's impossible to tell, I know. But
Very impossible to tell now because there are different layers. One layer is through WhatsApp. It's very difficult to track. Then through social media is a little bit better. But I am very impressed with the tracking, and most important, and lately I would say maybe 3, 4, 5 days later, and I think we talk about it. I'm getting reaction from people who are not from Miami, from it's like more from the Cuban American community in Miami, because Miami is made out of tons of nationalities. and definitely the orchestra is an example. So I'm getting feedback from people from 80, from 80 and Haiti. So in close to my office, say, oh, we saw your videos. What is he talking about? It's the guy who takes care of the cleaning in the office. So and that is super important. And we're getting traction from people. And at the end, as you mentioned, this is as a homage to the musician and definitely to Miami, and which is a beautiful idea originally from Marcos and yourself, which is let's do a video to say thank you to the city because we are the orchestra of the city, uh, and that is something we have to always keep in mind. This is not only the actual production of a concert or the actual production of a video or the actual production of an event. This is a live event, and that is something that we now, I mean, you miss. How we took it for granted, right? Going to a place like the art center. Well, next time they open the art centers, I want to see everyone in the art center up to here when they allow us. I'm sure the first time we're going to be like one here and then the other one in 4 meters away. But yes, I am very happy with the process. It was intense. It was large. It was long for the team, but it was super fun. Boris and myself, we were connecting through Zoom and through many ways, at least 10, 15 times per day. I was talking with you 4 or 5 times per day, with Marco 4 or 5, Gabi, poor Gabi, every time, every 5 minutes, and the musicians and Alberto. So it was an intense process and a beautiful one. Most people try to say but. No, there's no but here. It was very intense and a fantastic one.
And one thing people should know is that we have the video not only on our Instagram, but also in our YouTube channel. And there
Yes,
are two versions. The video has two versions, one in English and one is in Spanish. And, uh,
yes.
and I think the Spanish version has gone all around the world, where much more than the English because it came out first. And the English version, however, in YouTube, the English version has more viewers. In fact, our YouTube channel has gone up like crazy. We went from 100 to more than 600 subscriptions. And what
Mhm.
about the times it's been seen? Most in the thousands, 6,
And
7,000.
the quality, and it's important. The quality in YouTube is
Much
not only
better.
the visual quality and the sound is like 10 times better for the
Exactly.
compression of the platform.
On YouTube, maybe Gabi can write the YouTube link there, but I believe it's simple because it's YouTube Miami Symphony, something like that, right? Or even if
Hmm.
you Google it in YouTube, in the search engine of YouTube, Miami Symphony, you will find it. And
And
it's
also
good
in
to
the and also in the Miami Symphony web page.
absolutely, yeah, indeed, which is www.themiso.org, themiso.org. And it's good. I would really recommend to subscribe to the YouTube channel because we keep putting new videos all the time. We have a
Yep.
surprise coming out on Sunday. You're gonna love it. And if you kind of surf through the channel, you'll see some really amazing things there. I think about 95% of those have been produced by you, Fernando.
Yeah, it
Because
was fun. I was not, because I always say, actually, even, I have to tell you, I was surprised with the picture that they put today of ourselves because you called me and said, Fernando, what is something wrong with your,
this,
with,
what are you
with,
wearing?
no, 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 no. It's my oldest daughter, man, said she's married with a beautiful guy from India. Comfortable. And I think I used it 4 years ago or 3 years ago in Miss MISO Chic at the art center.
There are a few productions that are there in the YouTube that I can mention that you've done, which are amazing. One is the Beatles concert, right?
Yeah,
The, the,
beautiful
the,
one.
the
Hmm.
title is, I don't remember the title, the Beatles in Miami or something like that.
Yeah,
The
Miss,
latest
yeah,
one, Go
Beatles.
Fly, yes. The latest one, Go Fly with MISO, with We go to different cities in Europe, right? And it's a lot of fun. We have so many, Fernando, right? You have
Miso Chic,
also the
Miso
MISO
Chic
Chic.
1, 2, Miso Chic 1, 2,
Yeah,
3.
yeah,
No, plenty. Sound of Hollywood. Yeah.
yeah.
Uh, Athena is asking if this is, I prefer this one better than no. I will never say which one is the one that I prefer most. No, I like. The best show is the last one we did. That's always I always say. The best show is the one that we have just finished. So that's.
What I think you like the challenges, Fernando. When it gets difficult, you love it.
Oh, mira, nos están saludando desde España Adriana Pedret,
Hola,
que,
Diana. Que
que
allá
nos
la
están.
Diana un saludo así, encaletado. The Beatles invasion, it's not the Beatles invasion in Miami, it's the Beatles. Anyway.
Casi
Uh,
una invasion, porque ahí sí que y en ese, el teatro se llenó hasta, pero el récord del Art Center, por cierto, yo creo que vendimos hasta los baños.
and it was sold out weeks before. Yeah, which is very
Absolutely.
rare. Miami, as I said, Miami is a very zen city because
Yep.
everybody decides things on the day. And here, no. It was like a winter city. People bought the tickets way in advance, and it was a huge success. Fantastic. And so we're planning to do a great comeback concert, Fernando. We don't know yet where. Of course, we
No,
don't know
no,
when, but it's going to be very exciting. I think we're going to have to do it more than once, and
I hope.
yes, and try. The most interesting thing is going to be how we're going to be seating the orchestra and the audience, of course. I'm sure we're going to be having all the people watching us from their house too, from their home.
Yeah,
Because,
that is something that you and I we have spoke about how to do the live stream on a much higher level, and
yeah,
that is a product of all this situation we are living. Who would have thought 6 months ago that a full concert will be done as we did, or many artists are doing in the theater. I was, as a matter of fact, talking today with Adriana Pedrer, which is a product I have, a beautiful projects I have in Europe, Exit Musica. And the tendency is that virtual will be a way to go to live, and live will be supported by virtual. So it will be super nice to see it not only with a single camera, steady camera, that very complex. Again, who would have thought that news, TV anchors, night shows are done from home? So this is, as you mentioned, one. We don't know yet what is the learning of this, but we'll be learning soon. And I guess by our next concert, the comeback, el regreso, I hope that we could tell the people. But I'm telling you again, everyone who, if I don't see anyone in the art center personally, as I did with the musician, I will go one after the other. So I'm very pleased. I'm sure we're gonna have a beautiful comeback show.
well, this has been very exciting, Fernando. Thank you so much for this wonderful presentation. Again, thank you so much for being the executive producer for special events at Miami Secret. How long? 10 years now? 10 years? You froze. Are you there?
No, I'm here. I think the connection from your side was a little bit choppy.
You've
Yeah,
been the executive director for what, 10 years?
10 years. I 10 years. Yeah, yeah. You called me once, like you called me for one job. I want to make that very clear today. You called me, say, Fernando, I need you for only one job in the orchestra to produce the gala. The first gala for the orchestra was super fun. Here we are. You never told me how long that one job was about to be,
No,
but
because
here
if I
we are.
told you, you wouldn't accept the first job in the first.
Anyhow, you and I, we have known each other for over 30 years, so I'm super happy. Super. We are, and it's funny because people tell me that when they see us together, because when we're working, we have to follow, I mean, we, the musician, the producer, myself, we have to follow some protocols because, it's a structure, it's an orchestra. But as soon as we have the stops and the moments where, you know, when you relax, we're always laughing, making things silly, and even the musicians know that you are, you know, it can be tough. You're tough, but it's it's a very unique thing. And for me, as I told you, I enjoy the rehearsals even more than the actual shows, so the actual concert. So it's been a fun ride. So I'm sure.
Well, as I said, or you told me earlier, I mean, this job has been so engaging for you that you almost feel that you are also a conductor,
Oh no, no, no,
right?
no. Yes, I don't know. I don't know if I am a conductor, Eduardo, but definitely this piece. Na 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 na. I can track. Na, na, no, no, no. Let me tell you, Boris and myself, we were dreaming with this song. So I told you, Eduardo, if you get sick, that one, and then, I don't know when, but at least in the rehearsal, I'm gonna ask for the baton, and at least for 2 minutes, you taking the camera and me trying to direct the orchestra. I can even tell every musician what to do when.
Or is it even more than that? You just demonstrated you are the El Hombre Orquesta. You produce all the sounds at the same time.
But and I can almost tell you when and say, okay, now it's good, now go there. It was fun. Gracias,
Well,
Eduardo.
okay, that's the deal. Next time when we get back, we're gonna play this music for. Of course, we will. We're gonna play, and you're gonna have, you know, the baton at least to do a little bit of a rehearsal, and we're
I
gonna
will.
video. We're gonna video you there. Yeah.
Definitely, definitely. That's for my girls and everyone, and everyone who has been around me has had an amazing patient. My daughters, uh, my girlfriend, my friends, everyone, because they has. I mean, Boris and myself and the team, obsessive compulsive is an understatement. We were like, go, 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 go.
So once again, to before we end, we have to thank Marco Santana, our producer, Fernando Duprat, our executive producer, Camilo Pino, who was the writer, right?
The copywriter, yeah,
Boris Urrutia, who was doing all this
the chief editor.
montage, exactly. Alberto Schlesinger, who was in the sound. Really, thank you so much, all of you.
And Gabriela Núñez and yourself. There is, you know.
Gabriela Landaeta.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Gabriela Núñez, Keke, another fantastic producer. Oh my goodness, it's because I saw her, I think, with the. No, no, no,
Gabriela
no. Gaby
Landaeta,
Landaeta.
sí.
Gaby
No,
Landaeta,
sin
our
Gabriela,
fantastic.
sin Gabriela no sale.
Oh, no, sin
Sin
Gabriela esto no
Gabriela no se
sale.
hubiese hecho.
Y por supuesto, esto me toca a mí decirlo, y a ti, Eduardo, porque definitivamente en este proyecto, sin el director, esto no sale. Así que, gracias, oíste. Muchísimas
Bueno,
gracias por esta invitación.
aquí me hubiera puesto también hubiera puesto un muñeco y funciona. Un payaso y
Nah,
funciona.
no. Las payasadas hacemos tú y yo offline. No, lo bueno es que yo tengo a todo el mundo grabado. Ahora sí no te quiero contar, a todos los tengo grabados. De verdad que ha sido.
No me extraña nada. Es como este es un trabajo de, inclusive, con todo lo que tenemos de detectives. Y ya sabes,
Sí,
quien lo oye sabe lo que estoy diciendo.
desde Caracas, uno de Ricardo Rodríguez, que nos ha ayudado un montón también con la orquesta, uno de los directores de postproducción mejores que yo he
Exactamente.
tenido en mi vida. Y él siempre en broma me dice patroncito, eso es otra historia, pero de verdad que es muy linda la gente que ha estado cerca. Esto no sale, esto es imposible sacarlo solo. Y el que se lo crea está loco.
Bueno, gracias a todos, los queremos mucho. Vamos a seguir haciendo videos de este tipo. Empezamos con Fernando, qué honor. Muchísimas gracias y que pasen un feliz fin de semana a todos. Muchos cariños.
Maestro,
Chao.
gracias. Que todo el mundo se mantenga sano y que trate de cuidarse mucho, por
A
favor,
ti,
a cuidarse.
Fred.
Mucho cariño. Adiós.
Igualmente.